Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Burton Ballers. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Antonio Rudiger, who is very close to joining Real Madrid on a free transfer next season. And I'm going to be asking the question, could Chelsea have done better in keeping him? And could they have done better with some of their other defensive options?
Welcome to the Burton Ballers. Ain't got no time for no stallers, yeah.
We are the risers, we're not the fallers. Our channel is growing wider and taller.
Yeah, we're here to give you the news about your dear beloved Blues, yeah.
So if you like this YouTube channel, like, subscribe and turn on that bell.
Yeah.
So the inevitable has happened, and Rudiger has confirmed to manager Thomas Tuchel that he will be leaving Chelsea. So in yesterday's post-match press conference, Thomas Tuchel said that Rudiger has told him that he's leaving the club. Chelsea did all they could to persuade him to stay, offering him in the region of, I think, over £200,000 to stay, including bonuses, etc. But Rudiger felt he couldn't wait any longer, using the sanctions as an excuse for him going. And as Fabrizio Romano reported earlier today, or yesterday was it, that he's very close to, or today I think it was, he's very close to signing for Real Madrid. Announcements could be made as early as this week about that decision. He's going to be getting a very good signing on fee, I think it is, at Real Madrid, and he'll be on, I think it's going to be less than 200,000, but there's going to be lots of bonuses and that big signing on fee. Some people could say it's greed, and it was all about the money for him. But looking at it, he's 29 years old now, and this is his last big contract. And you know what? Before you start judging him about money, etc., he's got some projects in Sierra Leone, is a land of origin, and he wants to help out with a lot of those projects financially. So, you know, I don't begrudge him for that. At the end of the day, if he's helping out his country, to be, and you know, helping people in a less fortunate position than himself, then fair play to him. And if he needs that money to do it, and he feels that he can get a big contract, a big payday at another club, then that's fine. So, and with all that out of the way, he goes with my blessing. He's had a couple of good years. He started off not so great. So a lot of people who are bemoaning him going now, some of you were the ones who wanted him out of the club a couple of years ago. I'm a person who was one of those people who was calling for him to be gone, and I was born out of frustration when we played against West Ham. And I'm a man who sort of puts their hand out when I've made a mistake. I made a mistake in that instance. Or no, I've not really made a mistake. I think he turned it around. So if someone turns it around and puts in great performances, I don't keep that agenda going. I'll say, you know what? He's proved me wrong with his displays on the pitch, and that's all I asked for. Prove me wrong with your displays on the pitch. That's what he did. He started to put in some excellent performances, and he was one of the irreplaceable people in the team. So he made himself, it's not only his ability, but his character and his desire to win, which made him a big fan's favourite. So that West Ham one where he was rightly at fault for that Yarmolenko goal, and you know, I haven't taken off that video. It's still there where I had a rant about him. So I keep videos on when I've made mistakes. I don't want to just say, oh, I didn't say that. I've always said that this guy was going to turn it around and we should keep him. No, I don't do that. I own up to past errors. So anyway, that being said, I think the club, how could a club have done this better? The thing is, first of all, he didn't get the love that he wanted, especially under Frank Lampard, when he wasn't really suited for the back four. A lot of people saying he's great in the back four, but by his own admission, he says he's better suited on the left-hand side of a back three. And I'm not saying that, he said that. And I think that's allowed him to excel because we're playing in this back three. Can he play in the back two? Of course he can play in the back two, but is he a better in the back three? Yeah, definitely better in the back three. So he just felt underappreciated under Frank Lampard, and the club were looking to sell him back then when he wasn't playing so well for Chelsea. Then there were some stories leaked. Was it by Chelsea or was it mischief making by the press about how he was starting fights with some players? That was immediately quashed because one of the players was Tammy Abrahams, I think. And it was just, what he tries to do, he strives for them to do better. So, you know what? There's a lot of snowflakes around. So if you're giving harsh words in training about how they can improve, doing it in a way, come on, guys. You could do a lot better than that. There's no sort of mollycoddling. Sometimes people just need to be told the hard facts, and that's what he probably was doing to some of these players. And some of these woke people around were probably saying, "Oh, he's been too hard and he's starting fights and everything else." No, he's a winner, and he likes that winning mentality. So, so that he had a bit of bad press. So he was a bit disgruntled by that. But Thomas Tuchel came in, turned it all around. He found a manager that he can play under, and he excelled under him. So, we could have tried harder earlier, maybe, to get him get that contract situation sorted out. So that's my thing. Just trying a bit harder. I'm not saying give him what he wants, because he's asking for 300,000 or whatever. Yeah, but the signing on fee, I don't know how it works, because the ins and outs of atomization, etc., I'm not sure. But from a layperson's point of view, what I'm saying is, could we have given him that signing on fee of even 7 or 8 million, what he wanted? Because the thing is, we got to now find 60-70 million pounds to buy another defender, and on top of that we got to have his wages. Unless we buy someone for like 50 million and the wages are, say, 80 million, 90 million, then maybe the sums will work out. But if we're spending big on a player and going to be giving them wages of 200 or just shy of 200,000, then financially, is that going to make sense? So that's the first thing. So from the Rudiger situation, okay, I can understand, we were backing Frank Lampard as a manager, and so by the time Tuchel came, he was already down to 2 years left on his contract. He was playing well under Tuchel. We did try to negotiate. How hard we tried to negotiate, I don't know. So, that being said, if we knew that we're going to be having a defender leaving, that's fine. Having one defender leaving, okay, on a free, but 2 defenders leaving on a free, that's criminal. Andreas Christensen, they needed to, why were they waiting so long to tie him down on a long-term contract? If he didn't sign a contract, you don't wait for the last year or 2 years. He was under Frank, he was being utilised, not as much, but he was playing under Frank. I don't think he had a fallout with Frank. What they should have done, they should have tied him up on a long-term contract. If he didn't want to sign a long-term contract, they should have sold him a couple of years ago. Sell him a couple of years ago, get some money for him. So what he could have done, even if we did sign him up on a longer contract, we could have got some money for him. If, now that he's going to Barcelona, he's going on a free, we could have got at least 30 to 40 million pounds for him. So we've lost out on that revenue because we didn't tie him up on a long-term contract. That's the first thing. Second thing is, okay, even if he had no inclination that he was gonna sign a contract, Gueye, we let go for next to nothing to Crystal Palace. And look what he's doing at Crystal Palace. He's now playing for England, and he is one of the top defenders already at his age in the Premier League. So, if they knew the situation with those other two defenders, but willing to let Gueye go. That's not forward thinking, guys. We're thinking short term here. We're just thinking, oh, what can we get now as a club, rather than what's the scenario if these 2 players do go. Tomori was another one we let go. Again, I kind of understand why. When I say kind of understand, I'm not sure what happened between him and Frank Lampard. He wasn't getting the minutes, so that's probably why he went. But again, even with that one, they probably knew that they were thinking of getting rid of Frank Lampard before the Tomori situation anyway. So could they have rode that one out and let Tomori stay, knowing that Frank Lampard was probably going to be going anyway? Possibly. So Tomori's gone for next to nothing. And again, he's one of the best defenders in the Italian league at the moment. And so that's, 2 defenders. That's 4 defenders down. And you look at Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva's probably got one last season at Chelsea. Unless he does another Benjamin Button act and carries on playing for yet another season, because he's played 40 odd games this season. But yesterday against West Ham, you started to see a bit of tiredness creeping into his game, mentally and physically. But he's an older player now, so you know what, it's going to be a hard ask asking him to be performing at a high level consistently over a number of games. I know this season was a unique season in that we had a lot more games than anyone else. Next season, we're not going to be involved in the World Club Cup, the Super Cup, so there'll be less games to play. So hopefully he's going to, they're going to not play him as much as they did this season. But then we may have to, because obviously we're losing some leaders in the side. We're losing Rudiger as a leader, and we're going to be Aspilicueta will probably stay now. I can't see him going because we've had that option taken up for another year. So now with the experience of Rudiger going, I can see Aspilicueta staying for another year. So it's going to be, who do we replace them with now? Jules Koundé is probably going to come in. A lot of people are saying, yeah, Jules Koundé is probably a better defender than him. Time will tell. But it's not what we bring in, because a lot of people are thinking, okay, there are some defenders similar to his qualities that we can have, but it's not about the ability. I think ability-wise, Rudiger was a good player as well, but he got something that money can't buy: leadership, will to win, nastiness. I saw him, what he did with people like Luis Suarez, where he said, you know what, I don't care about your antics. I'm gonna give as good as I get, and boy did he give as good as he got. And whenever there's a fight involving Chelsea players, who's the first one to come to have your back? Yes, that's that man Rudiger. He's the one who ruffles feathers, who upsets puts strikers off their game. We haven't got that nastiness, that leadership in the team at the moment. So that's a valuable quality that you can't buy. Those qualities you've either got that or you haven't. So that's what's going to be sorely missed as well when he goes. So I hope the club, the new owners, when they come in, they'll do a better job of sorting out our future, because we are, hopefully it doesn't work out too bad, but at the moment it's not looking great. We're losing two potentially three experienced defenders now. These guys have got to be replaced. Colwill is brilliant, but he's still young. I've got a lot of faith in his ability. I think he can be a captain as well, but at this tender age he's still got some growing to do. And as you know, with centre backs, they usually come into their prime in their sort of mid-20s or so. So don't expect too much too soon of Colwill. We've got Ampadu doing well on loan at the minute, so he's another option, but again, he lacks that bit of experience that you need at the back. Shalabar's another one. So we've got a lot of younger players. Even Koundé's quite young, but we just need another, I think, experienced body in there. If you had an option, who would you buy? Which centre back options are there? Koundé, obviously I've already mentioned. Is there anyone apart from Koundé who you'd like to see at the club? Stick your comments in the section below. So once again, thank you to Rudiger for all that you've done. You've left the club with a lot of medals. You've picked up the Champions League, the World Club Cup, and a Super Cup. So was he here for the? Yeah, he was here for the Europa League as well. So he's won the Europa League. So yeah, you've done well at Chelsea. So good luck in your new adventure in Spain. Apart from if we draw you again, yes, then I'd wish you all the bad luck, because we can't have Real Madrid beating us again. So so I'm just saying, message to the new owners, please, let's start to get something in place where that we're not left in a situation like this again, where we have a position where 3 or 4 players are leaving at the same time and the club are getting nothing in return. That's a poor way to run a business. Okay guys, until the next one, please like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications so you'll be notified every time I make a new video. Take care, bye-bye.